What happens when an AI model gets so powerful that the US government steps in to control it? You are about to find out. This is the full story of Claude Fable 5. What it can do, why it vanished for 19 days, and why the next 6 days might be the best time ever to try it. Let's start with what Fable 5 actually is. Anthropic calls it a Mythos-class model. That is a brand new tier, and it sits above Opus, the model that was Anthropic's flagship for over a year. Fable 5 and its restricted twin, Mythos 5, share the same underlying model. The difference is safeguards. Mythos 5 goes only to a small group of approved cyber defense organizations. Fable 5 is the version made safe for everyone else. And here is the headline. It is the most capable AI model ever released to the general public. Start with coding. On SWEBench Pro, the toughest software engineering benchmark in the industry, Fable 5 scores 80.3%. Claude Opus 4.8 scores 69.2. GPT 5.5, 58.6. Gemini 3.1 Pro sits at 54. That is not an incremental gain. That is a full generation of separation, and it shows up in the real world. During early testing, Stripe pointed Fable 5 at a 50 million-line Ruby codebase and asked it to perform a company-wide migration, the kind of job that takes an entire engineering team more than 2 months. Fable 5 finished it in a day. Months of engineering, compressed into hours. Then there is vision. Fable 5 is now the state-of-the-art at reading images. It can pull precise figures out of dense scientific charts. It can look at screenshots of a web app and rebuild the source code from the pictures alone. And it is not just code and vision. Across knowledge work, scientific research, and nearly every benchmark Anthropic tested, Fable 5 set a new state-of-the-art. So why did it disappear? On June 9th, Anthropic launched Fable 5 to the public. 3 days later, the US government hit it with export controls. Researchers at Amazon had found a way to bypass the model's safeguards and get it to identify software vulnerabilities. In one case, it produced code showing how a vulnerability could be exploited. Because the order took effect immediately, Anthropic pulled the model offline for everyone, everywhere. But here is the part most people missed. When Anthropic tested that same technique on other models, nearly every major AI could do the exact same thing, including GPT 5.5 and much smaller Claude models. The bypass did not unlock some secret superweapon. But rules are rules. So Anthropic spent 2 weeks working with the government, built a new safety classifier that blocks the reported technique in over 99% of attempts, and had it verified by researchers at the US Dept of Commerce who called the safeguards extraordinarily strong. On June 30th, the export controls were lifted. On July 1st, Fable 5 came back online, worldwide. And this brings us to why right now is the moment. Fable 5 launched with the strongest safeguards Anthropic has ever shipped. They doubled the safety team before release, multiple independent layers of defense. Now it is back with even stronger protections, and a new industry framework for AI jailbreaks developed with Amazon, Microsoft, and Google. In other words, this is the most capable public AI model in history, and now also the most scrutinized. It has been stress-tested by the industry and the US government, but here is the deadline. Through July 7th, Fable 5 is included in Claude Pro, Max, Team, and Select Enterprise plans, up to half of your weekly usage limits at no extra cost. After July 7th, access moves to usage credits. On the API, it runs $10 per million input tokens and $50 for output, less than half the price of the Mythos preview that came before it. If you have ever wanted to see what a frontier AI model can really do, refactor your code base, analyze your research, rebuild an app from screenshots, this week is the time. It is live on Claude II, Claude Code, Claude Cowork, and the Claude platform right now. The most powerful AI ever released to the public is sitting in your subscription for 6 more days. Use it. If this video helped you understand what Fable 5 can do, subscribe to Signal Stack for daily tech and finance stories. We cover the signal, not the noise.